What's up, guys? I am Kanan. I am the coach of the Tulsa Drillber, and today I did my second draft for this season for this team. This is for a different league. This is called Chill Draft League. Where my other one we had legendaries. This one is just 11 picks, one G Max, one Tier 1, two Tier 2s, two Tier 3s, a Tier 4, and four flex picks with 250 points. So um, this will give you an idea of what I drafted and why. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Um, First of all, I took my tier one draft pick. I was the wheel pick in this draft. I was the last pick, meaning I took two every round. Um, but I did have to wait to the end, so lots of good stuff was gone by that point. So I went ahead and took what I believe to be the best intimidate, support, attacker, whatever you want to use them for, Pokemon in Incineroar. Um, he was my tier one draft pick. He has Intimidate, Fake Out, Snarl, Parting Shot, Will-O-Wisp, which in my other league, if you've watched my videos, has come up huge already. Um, Will-O-Wisp cannot be understated, so wanted to make sure I had him on this league. Prioritized him over some attackers just because I think that feel like he makes any team better that he's on. So um, my next pick that I took immediately after Excadrill. Um, Same reason I took him on my other team. He's fast. He's got great abilities. He's got great synergy with what my next pick was. You can run multiple sets on him, multiple items. He's just all around super dangerous, super hard to deal with. Um, just overall really really good Pokemon. And I mean we're the Drillbers, we have to take Excadrill, right? That's how this works. So my next pick, I took Dracovish. Um, super scary, dangerous Pokemon. Right now for the first week, probably have to run Strong Jaw on him, but pretty quickly I should be able to run Sand Rush. The hidden ability patches will be coming out. This will make him a really good partner for my Excadrill. Once I get Sandstorm up, then just the two of them can super fast just wreck everything else out there. Um, he also has good coverage moves, dragon moves, rock moves, psychic things, other things like that. You can run Choice Band, Choice Scarf. Um, Life Orb will be a little more viable once Sandrush is out with him too. So he's also going to be viable to Dynamax at that point. So I don't know how often you'll actually max him. You'll probably just want to continue to fish this run things with Choice Band, but you'll have a little bit more of an option to you know take some more viable sets now that you'll have the speed from Sand Rush. So with those two, of course, I had to have my Sandstorm setter. Obviously, I couldn't take Tyranitar at this point, so I went with Gigalith. Definitely the second best Sandstorm setter in my opinion. Way better than Hippowdon. Um, Super high defense set, super high attack set, also very slow. He's also going to be super viable in Trick Room. Um, you can run a lot of different sets on him. You can run Explosion. You can run like Weakness Policy, Sweeper, Rock type moves, Ground type moves. He's got a lot of coverage. But primarily he's on this team to set up the Sandstorm for these two scary boys right here. So, uh, with that said, that's really all I've got on Gigalith. My next pick, I took Gmax Hat. Um, I hadn't taken my Gmax yet. I was really surprised to see Hat still here. And since I had picked up Gigalith, this gives me a strong Trick Room option. Magic Bounce keeps her from being taunted. Trick Room, she can set it herself. She can sweep once it's up. She's very slow, and her max move that confuses both attackers cannot be undervalued. Super good pick right here for my Gmax. Couldn't believe it was still here this long into the draft. To go with that, I picked Kangaskhan. Definitely the best tier 4 period, I think. Um, Scrappy fake out into things like um, Dusclops, Dusknoir, things that want to set up Trick Room if I want to prevent that, or I can use them to fake out to make sure Trick Room goes up. if I'm wanting to set it. So super useful in both those places. Really, you only want to run 2 moves on him. Fake Out, Last Resort, but he's got coverage moves if I decide to run a different set. And again, at tier 4, super steal. I took him a little earlier this time because I missed out on him on my last one, and I did not want to do that again. I wanted to make sure I got him. So took him a little bit earlier to take a tier 4, but I'm super happy with the choice. Next, I had to have some redirection. If I'm going to have a Trick Room mode with Hatterene and Gigalith, I got to have something to help me set that up. Definitely the best redirection that was left, especially for a tier 3. Regenerators shows why it's so good on Amoonguss. It should be equally as good on Tangela. His physical bulk is really good. He actually has a really high defense stat, but he's got a pretty low special defense stat, so his special attack stat's also not terrible. Obviously, he's mainly here just to use Rage Powder, but you can do some other things with him too. Sneaky Leaf Storm here and there can surprise somebody potentially. And overall, I think he was a really good choice. To go with him, I took Executor um, for my other tier 3 slot. Harvest is really good if you run Citrus Berry on him. You got a chance of picking it back up, continuing to heal. He has a bunch of good psychic support moves. He's got Ally Switch, he's got Screens, he's got Trick Room. Gives me another Pokemon to potentially set up Trick Room with. And then 125 special attack is really solid. Leaf Storm, Energy Ball, Psychic, Expanding Force. He's got a lot of really good options. So I think he gave me a pretty versatile choice here to help me set up or Trick Room or to help protect me against water types. So overall, pretty good pick. Again, a good tier 3, I think. As far as what was left in tier 3, I think he was probably my best choice, and I needed a grass type to round out my fire water grass core with my Dracovish and my Ensign. So I think Executor does that for me nicely. Um, Next, as I had accidentally popped over and shown already, I was a little weak to dark types at this point because I had a couple different psychic types, didn't have anything that hit dark types super strong. So I went ahead and went with my second tier 2 slot and took Surf Etched. Um, Scrappy allows him to hit ghosts, another threat to my team. So he has a really good move set after looking at him. Meteor Assault is just going to one hit KO a lot of things. He's got Knockoff, he's got Leaf Blade, he's got Brave Bird. A lot of really strong choices, and his attack stat is crazy. 135 attack stat for a tier 2 fighting type. Couldn't turn him down. And I'm a huge Farfetch'd fan, so getting to play Surfetch'd kind of plays into my wheelhouse there. So I couldn't turn him down. I thought this was a really good pick. Really shored up some of my weaknesses here. Um, Next, again, I had Magneton to take, so of course I took Magneton. Again, he's a huge steal at tier 4. I feel like I got the two best tier 4s. There's an argument for Weezing being on that list too, but he got taken before I could get there. And really, again, he really didn't do anything for my team. So Magneton again has a sturdy ability, keeps him from being one hit KO'd. He's super bulky with Eviolite, 120 special attack stat. Just really across the board, just a really good Pokemon for tier 4. And I'm really happy to have gotten him. Um, Finally, to round out my team, I had one tier 4 pick left. There wasn't really anything super great left on the board, nothing that really helped me out. So I decided to get something coverage. I didn't have any bug moves. My grass weakness or grass matchup wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be. So I went ahead and took Pinsir. He's got a 500 stat total, which is really good for a tier 4 pick just in general. His attack stat's really strong. The only real downside to Pinsir is he doesn't have any good stab moves. He's got X Scissor, which isn't bad, but his coverage moves are better than his stab. Like he gets rock slide, he gets close combat, he gets a lot of things like that. So I feel like he still brings a lot to the team, and he's fairly fast too. He's mid speed, 85. So he's going to be okay under Trick Room. He's going to be okay without it. Just across the board, I think he's a really good pick here. Um, Rounds out the team nicely. So that wrapped up my draft. My final roster I ended up with Incineroar, Excadrill, Gigalith, Dracovish, Hatterene, Kangaskhan, Magneton, Tangela, Executor, and Pinsir. One thing I really like about this team, I ended up with a really good fast mode and a really good slow mode. Um, and some mid-speed picks in between that can play in both. So, if it gets fast teams, I can bring my Trick Room option. Against slower teams, I can bring Sandstorm and just outspeed everything and sweep there. And I got some really good support in Incineroar and Tangela. So I think my team looks pretty strong going into this. Looking at the other rosters, there's two or three that I'm pretty concerned about, but I think I've got answers to most of it. And I think just across the board, I think I came out okay. So um, I look forward to playing some matches. Hope everything goes well for everybody, and appreciate you coming out and checking it out. I'll have some battle videos going up soon. If you like my content, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Helps me get off the ground here. I'm just starting out, so I appreciate your time, and I'll have some battle videos coming soon. As always, take it easy.